Hello, today I'm going to do the Browser History 1 exercise, and I will be creating a directory called index.html. But first, we got to start our screen recording and timer, and I'm going to be using the online stopwatch countdown, setting it for 25 minutes. Here we go. So first, open the Visual Studio Code and create the new file called index.html. Then I'm going to use the Emmet boilerplate to populate a template so we don't have to type all that in. To do is create a title and top level section called A History of Web Browsers. So to do that, one, and drop it in there, as well as title this document the same. Okay, and then we will go ahead and take a look to make sure that it worked. Yeah, it worked. Okay, great. So next we will do a subsection of each of the four subjects. Using the link, we'll get the data that we need to use for our site, and I'll drop it into the body and create each of the subsections. So we'll H2 each of them. Oh my, let's start that. Okay, drop that in there. H2. Finally for Chrome. Great. Okay. Don't need that anymore, so we're gonna get rid of that. Um, and we're gonna preserve the paragraphs. So I'm gonna wrap the words so we can see it and preserve each of these paragraphs. So I'm gonna go with paragraph and copy that and drag each one within. Oh, my goodness. Okay, and the final paragraph will be dumped in. Okay, so we're good. We have preserved each of the paragraphs. And then a link for each of the sections on the external web page. So we're gonna use Google because it's already here, and it says we can choose whatever we want it to. So I'm gonna go ahead and do Google. So first, I'm gonna create an anchor for that, and then reference. Oh, got the A. Okay, and then I'm gonna drop that in there and close this. And Google's is what I had on there before. All right. And so let's go ahead and check that just to make sure it worked out just fine. Google, went to Google. Okay, yes it did. Oh, we will just copy that up above to see Firefox, and then Internet Explorer, and then we'll also choose Tim Berners-Lee. So we're just going to cut each of these out and put it where it should go. Right. Okay. So I'm going to need to find some links. So I'm going to Wikipedia Firefox. Well, Firefox. It's more like it. Okay. And use that for the link for Firefox instead of Google. That. And go. We'll just do the same for Internet Explorer. Okay. Cut those and put them in. Same with Tim Berners-Lee. So let's see, Tim Berners-Lee, and here he is. Okay. All right, so we're done with that. Move on to the next step after we've created the links. Then next is the table of contents. So we'll create that right under the history of web browsers. So we'll do a list. So it's li tools hashtag. We're going to do introductions first. Okay. Introduction. Okay. We're going to copy that 3 more times because we're going to have to do it for the rest. Okay. So first one is history of Internet Explorer. So we're going to copy history of Internet Explorer here. Firefox. Finally, the history of Chrome. Okay. Well, we don't want all these to say introduction, so we're going to have to change them to one Internet Explorer. Okay, make sure that's spelled right. Firefox. Chrome. Great. Okay, so next we have to make sure that they connect. So for the introductions, we have to create a tag for that. So H2, we're going to ID them equals introduction. To include introduction. And there we go. We'll do that the same for the rest. The ID, brief introduction of Explorer. Same thing for Firefox. And lastly, we'll do it for Chrome. ID equals Chrome quote. There, and we're good. All right, let's see if it worked. It worked. It did work. Okay, looks good. And um, finally, the last step is the links or the logos. So I'll copy the link address and then do 100 width and height pixels for each of them. So for Internet Explorer, we'll do image, image, then we'll do width equals 100 px, height of the same, 100 px, and we're going to do the here. Okay, that, and close this. So let's check if Internet Explorer worked before we proceed. Okay, there it is. So I'm just going to do the same and copy this guy for the Firefox and Chrome, but I need to get the new links for Firefox. Finally, the link for Chrome. Great. So we'll go ahead and see if that worked. Awesome. Okay, so here is our page. Everything works. You can go to Introduction, Internet Explorer, and it takes you there. And what's our time? 12 minutes. Oh, so under 12 minutes, so we did it in time. All right, that's it. Thanks, and see you next time.